Sussex just about have the edge at the halfway stage of their important LV County Championship match with Derbyshire at the Brighton Hove Jobs.com ground after a day in which Chris Jordan reached an impressive personal milestone. Sussex were all out for 314 on the first day, with the visitors starting their reply on the second morning with Ben Slater and Chesney Hughes hopeful of getting them off to a good start on a pitch which has offered about the perfect balance between bat and ball thus far. These two saw out the first 50 minutes before both fell in quick succession. Hughes nicked Jordan behind on 13, while Slater edged a nasty ball from Steve McGoffin behind to lead Derbyshire on 40 for 2. Those two bowlers were battling it out to be the first to claim 50 wickets in the Championship this year, and McGoffin was mighty close to getting his 49th with this snorter to Shivnarine Chanderpaul. The West Indian legend will have seen that kind of stuff many times before in his long career. He knew he had to be patient and wait for the hittable ball for his runs, an approach which is fairly natural to his partner Wayne Madsen, who is in very good nick right now. With Jordan and McGoffin out of the attack, it was left to Luke Wright to get the next wicket, and it was the big one of Chanderpaul, who on 9 edged the all-rounder to Jordan, who has 17 catches as well as all of his wickets. The bustling Wright struck again in his next over as Richard Johnson tamely drove him to Ed Joyce, a wicket which left Derbyshire in some trouble on 75 for 4. After lunch, Alex Hughes hit his first boundary in the first-class game, this being his debut. But he was out on 11 as Jordan made it 49 victims, one more than McGoffin, as Hughes was taken at longish short leg, where Chris Nash pounced. So once more this summer, Derbyshire were reliant on their inspirational captain Madsen, who's been the one real highlight of a mostly disappointing season back in the top flight. This boundary, his 7th, took him to his 50 off 99 balls. It was the 8th time that he's got at least that far this season, and that for a team which has lost 7 of its 10 four-day games to date. He was closing in on 850 championship runs too, which is a magnificent effort in a struggling team. He added 36 with Tom Poynton, who fell to Monty Panesar, choosing the wrong ball to cut and nicking to Ben Brown. Lewis Hatchett then thought he had his name in the wicket column as he thought he'd trap Peter Burgoyne in front early on in his innings. It was perhaps too high, but whatever, it was a decision which gave Derbyshire some breathing space as Burgoyne and Madsen put on a decent partnership to keep themselves in this contest. This was only Burgoyne's second championship appearance, but he started to look rather impressive as he guided his side to tea with 6 men out. Madsen continued to excel in the evening session, taking on all comers when he could. He's a man who keeps batting simple, with a very solid defensive technique, but with the ability to whip the ball away to the boundary, emphasising his skills as a hockey player too. The only thing he did wrong here was to get out just 3 runs short of his 3rd ton of the summer. He played across a short ball from Panesar right in front of his stumps, but he left 3rd on the list of run scorers in the First Division of the Championship this year. He was out at 217 for 7, and 1 run later, Tim Groenewald nicked Jordan to Michael Yardy, and the bowler celebrated becoming the first man to take 50 Championship wickets this year. It left 2 very inexperienced players together at the crease, but Burgoyne showed a maturity beyond his years by taking charge, lifting Panesar over mid-wicket for a 6. On his way to his maiden Championship 50, which had occupied 76 balls, it was an excellent contribution from the 19-year-old player who's come through the much-admired Derbyshire Academy to represent the county at many different age groups. He looks to be a real find. Matt Higginbottom's maiden Championship innings lasted 3/4 of an hour and was ended as he became McGoffin's 49th victim of the summer. Higginbottom was out for 9. Last man Mark Foote was then run out by Joyce as Burgoyne tried to pinch a single to keep the strike. The youngster ended unbeaten on 62 out of his side's 274 all out. And that kept Derbyshire in this game, especially when Groenewald bowled the out-of-sorts Nash early on in Sussex's second innings. He was gone for a couple, leaving it to the first innings centurion Luke Wells and the night watchman Hatchett to see out the final 3 overs of the day. That they did, and so Sussex will go again on day 3 on 11 for 1 second time out with a lead of 51. Both sides will be fairly happy with that.